Hey there guys, Portalmaster9351 here, and I am once again joined by my friend Jackson.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
And today, in this video, we're going to be talking about the Bethesda press conference from E3, which of course happened yesterday. They announced several things. They had a much shorter conference than the other two that we've seen, EA and Microsoft, but they still did announce a lot of cool things that we're going to be talking about in this video, like I said. They did it, of course, in typical Bethesda style with their whole Bethesda Land sort of animation style thing. I always love the way Bethesda does that, and so, yeah. The first thing that we're going to talk about, though, is actually not a new thing, really, but it's sort of a new thing. Basically, Doom and Fallout 4 are both coming to VR headsets, and I think that's pretty cool. You think so?
I mean, yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Like I've said in the past, talking to you, VR is the future.
Mm-hmm.
It just needs to become more affordable.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not surprising that Doom looked amazing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What they were showing. But when I was watching, tell me if you noticed this too, when I was watching the Fallout stuff, it looked really shaky.
Yeah, I think Doom is going to be better for that than Fallout.
I do too, because I feel like Fallout's just, especially because it's a third-person game, it's just not going to be as good for VR.
Right. It's you kind of have to be playing first-person to get that whole experience in VR.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I think Doom will definitely be better.
Right.
Either way, both looked amazing.
Yeah, they did. If I had a VR headset, I would definitely buy both of them for VR.
Oh, yeah,
because I think that's pretty amazing. I guess not too much to talk about there, but we'll go ahead and talk about this whole Creation Club thing. That's something that's been very controversial based on what I've seen. So Creation Club basically is paid mods to things like Skyrim and Fallout. And I know there's been a lot of pushback on that, the fact that it's actually paid for these mods. I think it doesn't see, like, one of the things, like, you know, I played a lot of Minecraft. One of the reasons that modding is such a huge thing in Minecraft is because, you know, it adds so much to the game and it's completely free.
They have free modding on Fallout and Skyrim, did they not already?
Yeah, but see, my understanding is that they're all going to be paid now.
See, I think that's stupid. If you're going to do that, you may as well just release it as a DLC pack.
Right. And see, I just think they're trying to milk Fallout and Skyrim at this point until they can,
they are. But they can, because they're such good games. They have such dedicated fan bases that they're going to be able to milk it.
Right. I think eventually they'll make more. It's just for now, though.
Oh, yeah, but the thing is, these are massive games. They take a lot of time and energy to make. So I don't know how long it was between Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, but it was a good chunk. It was a long wait. But we got Fallout 4, and it's amazing. Same thing with Skyrim.
We'll likely see Fallout 5 in, like, 2018, 2019, something like that.
Probably about the same time we see the new Elder Scrolls game.
Right. So there's that. I guess we'll go ahead.
Probably GTA 6.
I guess we'll go ahead and talk about Skyrim on the Switch.
I am so excited for Skyrim on the Switch.
I am too.
How are you excited for it? You don't even own a Switch yet.
But see, here's the thing. I said if they get good games on the Switch, I will buy the Switch. This is the first of those good games that I was waiting for.
Mario Kart, Zelda.
I know, but what I'm saying is I can play these other games on other consoles. I needed a motivation to get this. So this is definitely a big step in the right direction to me in terms of Switch content.
Oh, it is. Like, I think coming out, like that was one of the launch. Well, it wasn't launch, but they announced it when they announced the Switch, was Skyrim's coming to it, and that excited everybody for a few reasons. For one, it definitely shows that Nintendo is not making the same mistake they made with the Wii U. They are embracing third-party developers.
Yes. Very
good. And two, portable Skyrim.
What's not cool about portable Skyrim?
And then a third thing, which we first saw today, was amiibo functionality.
I love that. I love amiibo functionality, especially in a game like Skyrim.
These things will have a use.
I didn't think they'd have a use in Skyrim. These things are still more useful.
No, you know what? My amiibos are better than your Skylanders.
Oh, okay. Tell that to Crash.
These are my not so cool amiibos. These are not my Smash line. These are my
Yeah. Well, I definitely enjoy seeing more amiibo functionality. And I think that's just, overall, I think it's just a step in the right direction for Nintendo and for Skyrim and for everybody involved.
It is, and I think it gives you, even if, like, I feel like anybody who has a Switch and is gonna play Skyrim, has played Breath of the Wild.
Probably.
And the amiibo they showed was a Zelda amiibo. You can become Link in this. You get the Master Sword, which I thought was freaking cool
that's
as heck.
pretty awesome.
And I'm like, that is such just. It's not necessarily it's not going to be a seller. It's not going to be something that's like, oh my god, this Skyrim has Link, I must have it. It's going to be, but it's a treat, I guess.
It's a
for
nice
the people
little
who,
added function.
It is. It's like, because anybody who played Breath of the Wild and was a fan of it, and anybody who's already a fan of Skyrim is going to buy it anyway, but having that is just something cool that makes it a little more exclusive to Nintendo and just a little bit better, which is something Nintendo is really good about.
Right. I guess we'll talk about Dishonored. I'm actually not that familiar with Dishonored, but I will say...
I'm not either. I've heard of it, but I'm not familiar with it at all, but it looks...
The trailer looked pretty good.
Yeah, it looked really good. It looked very cinematic, and it looked very hyped up. I'm assuming it's a sequel.
Yeah, actually, I'm not sure if is it a DLC? It might be a DLC. Not sure.
No, I think this is its own new thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a standalone adventure.
Okay. So it is a new thing.
Yeah, no, it's definitely but it's a sequel.
Yeah. I won't.
But it's similar to the first. It's similar to the DLC for the first game.
Oh, okay. I misread that then. But yeah, that is kind of cool. I definitely thought that was cool. I'm also not that familiar with The Evil Within.
Oh my gosh, this trailer, I had no clue what it was for when it started.
But the trailer was so good.
It was so good. It scared the crap out of me when it first came on because I was not expecting it. And the jump scares, man. It's a horror game. This game looks terrifying. It looks beautiful. I am so excited for this game.
And the story looks really awesome too.
Oh, it did. It gave me at first when I first saw some of the stuff, it looked kind of like an Assassin's Creed type thing where you're going in. It's I want to say virtual reality type thing.
Yeah.
Where it's not, or is that the word I'm looking for? I guess I don't know. Kind of like you're going into the Animus in Assassin's Creed. You're going into whatever they called it, and you're living this, and it was horrifying and amazing. And I was like, it gave me chills. And at the end, when he's like reaching for what looks like the dead guy, and you think the dead guy is just gonna wake up and grab him, and then just the ground comes alive and grabs him.
Yeah. And I mean,
I was not expecting that. I knew something was gonna happen, but I was not expecting that.
Yeah, it definitely looks awesome. I think it's kind of cool that they're releasing it on Friday the 13th too.
Oh,
that's a nice little touch.
That's so perfectly. Friday the 13th in October.
I know, it's awesome.
Perfect. That was such a perfect placement.
It looks like it's going to be pretty heavily story based because it says on Kotaku that it wouldn't really make sense to you if you didn't really finish the first game. So that's probably why it didn't make sense to us.
But just seeing this trailer kind of inspired me a little bit to. I now want to check out the first game.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it, but now I'm like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's definitely some kind of an incentive to go and actually play the first one.
It is.
Now I know we're kind of rushing through this. We haven't even been talking.
In case you're curious about Evil Within, it is $20 on Steam.
Oh, that's pretty cheap.
That is very cheap, and I'm considering buying it.
What year did the original come out?
Give me 1 second. I have to put in my birthday to show that I'm over 18. It came out in 2014.
Okay. So it's been out for a little while.
I know nothing about it. It's got mostly positive reviews. It's $20. If you buy like all the expansion packs, you can buy it for $25, and it comes with all the little, I guess, DLC.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So,
yeah. The final thing that Bethesda showed off, I know we've kind of like rushed through this really quickly, but the final thing they showed off was Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. And I will admit, I'm not the most familiar with Wolfenstein, but the trailer did a really good job at actually setting up the story.
It did, and it looked beautiful, and I feel like it's something you want to see. Like, okay, the Nazis have taken over, and we're fighting Nazis.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's something you don't want to see, because normally in a game, if you're fighting Nazis, it's usually a World War II game.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the case.
It's cool. It's like futuristic Nazi robot things.
Mm-hmm. It reminds me of Fallout a little bit.
Yeah, and see, I got that vibe too.
A lot of Bethesda games do that. They'll seem very similar. They definitely has that game where you see this game, you think Bethesda.
Right. Bethesda has a very unique feel to it.
And it's good. Like, it looks good, and it's not something where it's like, oh, that's just like Fallout. No, it's like, hey, that reminds me of Fallout, and Fallout is awesome.
Fallout is awesome, and so it's good
It's
when
Fallout with Nazis.
Right. I love alternate history. Alternate history, I think, is a cool concept to explore, and it's kind of cool, having like a resistance force for America. I think it's kind of cool, and you could actually see, I don't know if you caught it, but you could actually see like KKK members like walking through the streets.
I did see that. Like, that stuck out in my head immediately. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, that confused me too, because I didn't know it was Wolfenstein, and I didn't know the story behind it. So
I didn't either, and I'm like, oh, please let me kill some KKK members. That would be so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool how they just have all these, like, pretty much, like, some of the worst people of history.
They're just casually walking around the streets.
Yeah, and it's like they've taken over, and you just get to beat up all these terrible members of history. So I think it's
basically like, I really wish you could just see, like, Osama bin Laden just, like, walking through the streets right there, and I'm like, that would fit.
Yeah, that would fit.
It would. Actually, I don't know if that would fit necessarily, because Nazis were racist and they probably wouldn't accept the Muslims. But
we won't get into the fact that France wouldn't have divided up that territory and wouldn't have created the issues over there. We won't get into that, but we'll leave it at that. Let's just pretend Osama bin Laden.
We'll leave that to the experts.
Yeah.
Who actually know stuff about the game.
Yeah. But I mean, I would say Bethesda's was definitely the best press conference so far, without a doubt.
Are we going to talk about some of the other stuff? Are we going to talk about Quake?
Oh yeah, I guess we'll quickly talk about Quake. Quake was not in the Kotaku article, but they did actually talk about that there. Not the most familiar with Quake, I will admit, but it looked really awesome, and first-person shooters looked very cool, very fast-paced. I know that about the original Quake game as well, that it was very
That
fast-paced.
looked amazing, though, and the fact that they're bringing back like the World Championships for it, that's really...
Yeah, it's kind of cool because I've heard about how Quake really is sort of what did start this whole esports kind of thing.
That's all I've ever heard about it. I've never heard... I never really knew anything about the game, but I knew about that part of it.
I used to play on a Minecraft server that had a Quake minigame, so I kind of
Did you have to turn on Quake Pro?
No, but I did go and I kind of researched the concept of Quake, and that's kind of where my knowledge about the game comes from.
Okay, I got you.
I'm trying to think, was there any other things that they...
Morrowind.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forget what that was, but...
That was Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Elder Scrolls
Morrowind
Online.
was the third game. It was the third game, remember? Before Oblivion.
Oh, yeah.
I never... of course, we were a little younger. We've never actually played it, but...
That's the Skyrim card game, though, right?
No, that was a different thing. That was Elder Scrolls Legends.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I get those things confused.
That was Elder Scrolls Online. We got Morrowind, which was... Of course, you're revisiting Morrowind, and like I said, I've never personally played it, but... From the reactions it got and like the interviews they had on there, everybody seems really excited about this. We know certain people who are going to be very excited about this. Well, actually, I don't know if he'd be very... He'll think it's cool, but he won't be very excited about it because I don't think he plays online.
Yeah.
But also then, like you mentioned, these Elder Scrolls Legends.
Yeah.
I had never really heard of it or talked.
It's basically Skyrim Hearthstone.
That's kind of the vibe I got of it. I compared it to either Hearthstone or Magic.
I mean, I've known about it because I played Hearthstone for so long. That's kind of where I knew about it from.
And basically, it's just now they're adding Skyrim into it.
Yeah.
Nothing too special there. It's kind of a given. A lot of the stuff was kind of like, yeah, okay, we expected all this. I think the biggest standouts were, for me, the biggest standouts in this were not the Fallout and the Skyrim stuff. It was Wolfenstein and Evil Within.
I would agree with that. I would agree that those were the two standouts.
Yeah, and I think they planned it like that because I believe those were the two that they did like the under construction. Mm-hmm. Like all the other stuff was already obvious, but this stuff was under construction.
Well, and Wolfenstein, the way that they revealed it was so cool because they had such a roundabout way of getting to it.
I didn't know what the heck they were showing. I was like, is this some new Bethesda TV show? I mean,
I didn't know where it was going. I thought that was really cool, and that's why I said it was probably had to be the best one that they had.
Oh, it was, and I really thought that first one. I don't remember what the animatronic dog thing's name was, but I really thought that was gonna be like the concept for the game.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I guess that's a TV show in Wolfenstein or something like that.
In that universe, yeah. It seemed like it. And then they scroll through the views. And then what was it?
German or not?
German or not. But what was the thing that flipped the channel? It looked like a monkey, cat,
It was
dog,
like a
rat thing.
monkey. It was like a monkey cat.
Looked like it looked something like that. I don't know, but it was like flipping through the channels, and I'm like, that's such a cool way to introduce it. I'm like, it just got you invested in there. It was like,
yeah, it gives you this whole sense of plot just in the reveal trailer. So I think that was very cool.
It looked really good. If you had to pick a game from this conference to play, which would you pick?
Oh man, that's a tough one. But I mean, honestly, it'd be Skyrim, but that's already out. So of the new ones, Wolfenstein.
Yeah, Wolfenstein. I'm gonna say Evil Within 2 just because it got me so good.
I'm not a fan of horror games personally.
I'm not a huge fan of horror games either, but this one just looked so good. Like I played Slender and Five Nights at Freddy's. That's about it, and those scared the pants off me. So
yeah, I remember I played Five Nights at Freddy's on your
yeah, you did. I remember that. That
in
game
class,
was
in class, and I jumped, and like people were looking at me like, "What are you doing?"
We were supposed to be studying. Thomas would play Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
I missed that class.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Well, I mean, that was pretty much it for the Bethesda conference, but it was definitely very, very impressive.
It was short and sweet, and I loved it. And
short,
please,
sweet, and effective.
Microsoft needs to take notes from Bethesda. Your presentation does not have to be 4 hours long in order to be good.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Ubisoft's won't be long.
Which I don't think it will. The thing is, this is an independent company. Microsoft has to show off all these games from all these companies and developers for their system. But they're the bigger companies, so I definitely think your Microsoft and your Sony are going to be very much longer than your Ubisoft and your Bethesda.
And your EA.
And then even Nintendo. Nintendo is, we'll do that, I guess. I think theirs is on Tuesday, so that'll be on Wednesday.
Right. And then see, they're gonna show off just a couple of things pretty much in that, and they might probably at the actual E3 events is where they'll show off their other games.
I'll say I believe it's their actual little press conference thing is only 25 minutes, but they have their Treehouse, which is gonna be after that, which is gonna be a while, which is where they're really gonna show off the game. So all the gameplay footage we get in all these other press conferences, you're not really going to get that in Nintendo's. You're just going to get the straight trailers and announcements, which I think will be good.
We'll get that in the Nintendo Treehouse.
Yeah, you'll get the gameplay stuff in the Treehouse. So
yeah. Well, like I said though, that is like all we have for you guys in this Bethesda video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Portal Master 9351
And I've been Jackson Lee. Thank you guys so much for watching. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!